songs of like the old stuff that we used to all listen to growing up.
Tell you what, Daph is actually here. You want to do her first?
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go to Dafne Shimizu, and then we'll do news with Jason Salas right here on the link. It's 6:47, and in the Zoom room again, the Rev Tax director.
Hi, Daph.
Good morning, Daph.
Half a day.
Sabrina's on her way, but nice to see her at work pretty early.
Yes, our team is here. They've been here making sure that all of the cones are set up. They've been making sure that we already have people that are driving into our parking lot that want to come in for vehicle registration and other services. So we have people that are here. GPD is also here. I think they come around 5:30 in the morning. So, our team is here very early.
Den and Dash, so if you could, just for people who drive by that Barragata Heights area, when they drive through and they see that long line of cars, what's going on there? Are those like appointments or just people doing like first come, first serve?
So what's happening is we do have walk-in services from Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we do have walk-in services for driver's license. And then Thursday and Friday, this morning, we'll have walk-in services for vehicle registration. So in addition to, of course, all of our other services that we have here. So we have walk-in services Monday through Friday. We do have a lot of people. I mean, we've had people tell us that they're, out here at 1 in the morning just because they need their driver's license. And so we have people who are here very early. But, again, we're trying to serve as many people as we can. Again, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have walk-in services for driver's license. So I know there's a lot of people who were trying to make appointments for Real ID, and they need a Real ID for employment. You know what? We do have services for that. Of course, we have 8 to 9 is our individuals with disabilities, and also our Menumco and our veterans. That's the hour that we dedicate or allocate toward that group of individuals. And outside of that, from 9 to noon, we do have people who it is for the general public. But Chris, I wanted to talk a little bit about tomorrow, which is Feb 12, and it's a big day for us because it's the opening of tax filing season for 2021.
Right.
And we have a lot happening. So tomorrow, we will be launching the opening of the tax filing season here, and across the nation it will be launched. It's Feb 12. That's the date we're going to begin to receive income tax returns. Our team will have, we will be available for walk-in services tomorrow from 8 to 5 if you're going to file your return. So only filing without any payment. We're going to have a drive-through filing line, and you're going to be able to come in. Our team's going to go ahead and guide you, and we'll accept your return if you're filing only. So you'll remain in your car. We'll have like a car line, and people will just go ahead and be able to file from their vehicle. And that's from 8 to 5 tomorrow. In addition to that, there are people who may need forms. They might need a 1040. If you need a 1040, the actual physical form, and you're not able to get online and print it, we're also going to be distributing forms if you need them. So, not only will you be able to file only with no payment, but you'll also be able to get forms if you need them, the Form 1040. The other thing people have asked a lot about is, okay, Rev Tax usually does what's called tax prep. We do some courtesy tax preparation for individuals with disabilities, our Menumco, and also our veterans. That's something that, of course, we've been doing, and we wanted to make sure that we offer that as a service as well. So we're going to be doing walk-in services for that. It's going to be limited, but we will have walk-in services for courtesy service for tax preparation, as we always have, and that's for our individuals with disabilities, our veterans, and also our Menumco. So
hi, Daph.
Some exciting things though, Chris, if I might be able to just add.
Sure.
For the first time ever, we're going to be offering to everybody the ability or the option to be able to receive your refund by direct deposit. Now, this is an option only. It's not required. How you're going to be able to do it if you file online, of course, you're going to be able to indicate your bank account number and your routing number on the form when you file online. Now, on the Form 1040, there is a section on the return on the form where you can enter your bank account information. Again, not your debit card, because people may mistake their bank information as being what's on their debit card. It's what's on your check or, your bank statement. You can call your bank and you need your actual bank account number and your routing number. And that's really important, okay? Because if for whatever reason there's a reject because your bank account information is not correct, then you're going to end up, it may cause a delay and you'll end up getting a payment by check. So again, that's an option, and we're excited to be able to offer that to everybody. We do, again, we did expand our 1040 online, and that's important too, because, as people have been, as we've been working on various, running of the different programs for EIP, the 1 and 2, what was very important is the term validly filed and processed, right? So validly filed and processed. And now if you file your return online, as long as it's complete and accurate, meaning your social security numbers are correct and everything, your dependents are complete, all of your information is accurate, then it's considered validly filed and processed from the time you file. And that is really critical because, a lot of people, as we pay refunds. We pay refunds based on filing date. We pay refunds based on whether things are validly filed in our system and whether they're A status or error free. So, we are highly encouraging everybody, if they qualify, to be able to file online, to file online. And we are still operating or doing some testing on our online system, and but we're hoping that we'll be able to open that beginning tomorrow. The other thing that we just launched, and we're actually going to issue the media release today about, is we launched the EIP2 Lookup portal. So if you recall, if you received an EIP1 payment, you were able to get online and go ahead and check to see if you received a payment. We opened that up at midnight last night, so for the EIP2. So for those people who may have received EIP1 or 2, or if you want to just check the status of your EIP2 payment, you can go to myguamtax.com. You can register. You'll see the little blue clickable link, and you'll be able to go ahead and search for your EIP1 or EIP2 payment information. And that's important for a few reasons. One, people just want to know the status. Has Rev Tax processed my payment? Is it in the mail, or is there something that's an issue with processing, right? Or for those people who are early filers, the people who are going to be filing tomorrow, and they need to make sure that they report that information on EIP 1 and 2 on their returns. They can log in and get that information so that they can use it for the filing of the returns. So again, we just launched it at midnight. This is the first time we're announcing it actually to the media today, is that we've launched the EIP2 payment portal. So you can look up your payment and you can find out whether or not Rev Tax has actually processed and sent out a payment to you. And again, that's at myguamtax.com.
Yeah, Daph, we got the. I'm showing your website up on our screen right now, so people can see what they're looking for and everything. So while you were talking about it, we got it up.
Daph, can I just reel up a couple questions here on the Facebook Live feed? Thank you. First one, Chamarita Regis writes, would anyone happen to know if DMV is opening Monday, President's Day?
Yes, President's Day is not a holiday for us. I thought President's Day is not a holiday for us.
Right, so they're going to be open. And then we also have,
will be open.
Eva writes, I so love this director. Pass on that her staff is awesome. Tops to Cindy. Great customer service.
You. Shout out to you, and thank you for that. I know not everybody, and I know Sabrina brought it up, not everybody has the best experience, but we're really trying. I promise you, our team is trying. They're here at 5:30 in the morning. They're, out here and putting up cones and making sure that traffic's running smoothly. So, I do promise you that our team, our heart's in the right place, and we're going to do our best to serve our people.
And then Gemma writes, I was looking for the 2020 link, but saw 2019 when I logged onto the website. But Jay, we can see the 2020 1040 there?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Right. So it actually, you probably won't be able to file it if you are on it. Yeah, because we are not opening yet until tomorrow.
I see.
But you may be able to see it already because we're gearing up to open it. So usually what happens is when we launch things, they launch at midnight, like our EIP portal was launched at midnight, more than likely again, because tomorrow is the first day that we're going to be receiving forms for filing. So we will not open our portal until actually Feb 12.
And then Aaron Redoble writes, is there going to be an Ajuda Mangufa for this year for dependent adult not receiving stimulus?
You know, the Ajuda Imangufa program was a local program that was, mandated, and it was actually done through the legislature. And so there isn't another program at this point. That's something, of course, that, I guess that was legislatively
Right.
done.
Yeah. Daph, another question here. Was a DRT able to pay out all of the EIP round 2 by tomorrow? Because I remember we had you on. You said you wanted to pay out all the stimulus 2 checks by tomorrow. Is that happening?
Right. So as of this week, we've already paid out about 65,000 checks, and that was almost $69 million. My team was working last night to do the final validation for at least all of those validly filed and processed 2019 returns that we have online. I believe that the final check run for those will be, I want to clarify. This is not the final check run, because we have all the way until March 19 to pay out EIP2. But what we are trying to do is to get as many of the payments out, at least all of the ones that we have for 2019 validly filed and processed returns that we have in our system. We're trying to get those out as soon as possible. And so by week's end. So I expect that either today or tomorrow we'll do another, I believe we have about another 5,000 or so that we have that are to be processed. So altogether, we were expecting to pay out for the 2019 returns that we had online, about 70,000 of them. So last week we had done about 65,000, and then we expect another 5,000 or so to be processed within by today or tomorrow.
Chris, can you please ask if they're doing testing as far as upgrading driver's license to commercial or chauffeurs?
Yes, we are doing. If they're referring to if they're referring to the actual exam where they do not the written exam, but the exam for bus and tractor trailers. Okay. We are doing those on Saturdays. We cannot do them during the week. If you need to schedule something, then you can go ahead and email us, and we'll work to schedule that for you.
Can we update disabled tags online?
You cannot update a placard online, but you can come drop it in our Dropbox. And also, you know what? So Thursday and Fridays, we do have drive-through walk-ins for vehicle registration, which means you can come in for a vehicle operating permit. You can come in for a vehicle registration. You can come in to also either renew or get a new handicap or disabled placard. Now, because those types of services are very quick kind of turnaround services, and we didn't want to limit the amount of people that we're able to see for that. We actually opened up walk-in services for issuing operating permits, which again, operating permits are for those vehicles that maybe they might be at the port, they were shipped in and they are not yet registered. But in order for those to be legally driven on our roads, they must be permitted. So if you need a vehicle operating permit, or if you need a disabled placard, whether it's new or it's a renewed one, you can actually walk in the afternoons on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So what we did is, even though we have walk-in services on Thursday and Friday for vehicle registration, we also, because of the quick turnaround of those services, we have walk-in services Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for disabled placard renewal or new disabled placards to be issued, and also for vehicle operating permits. So again, we're trying to make sure that we're servicing as many people as possible.
Again, Daph, could you explain, Clara writes in, people who weren't eligible for stimulus last year but became eligible this year, how can they file for that?
Okay, so if you were not eligible based on your 2018 or 2019 return, and you did not get EIP 1 or 2, or if you were eligible, but say in 2020, but you may not have gotten the full amount, but your 2020 income will allow for you to get the full amount, then how you are able to apply for it is through filing your 2020 tax return. And so any additional incremental portion that you might be able to receive because you are either newly eligible or because you are your eligibility now allows for you to receive more, you'll be able to receive those when you file your 2020 tax return. return. And again, if you're able to, because you qualify to file online, we highly recommend that you do, because if you file it online, and again, all of your information is accurate, and then we will be able to see your filing online right away, and it's considered validly filed and processed. So once we're ready to, pivot and move to filing the or move to processing the rebate recovery credit, we'll be able to process those quickly.
Daf, so let me just riddle you this. Like, if you didn't file last year, but then you filed this year for 2019 online, would you get a check, or are you automatically put in the recovery rebate line?
So you're not able to file your 2019 return online anymore.
Oh, yeah.
After October 15,
Right
we
on.
closed that portal.
Okay.
So you'll only be able to, at this point, file your 2020 tax return online. And again, if you didn't file your 2019 return, of course, October 15 was the extended due date. But we do still have people who are filing their returns. Please make sure you file. We will, if you owe taxes and things, of course, we do our best to make sure we work with people. And we highly recommend, whether you owe taxes or not, to file your returns, so we can, again, work to help you to come into compliance.
Gene writes in, my son received his check yesterday, and his name was misspelled by one letter. Ouch. What does he need to do? Who to contact for correction?
I know. So, and that does happen. And sometimes, it could be an error in data entry, or it could be an error. Sometimes it's an error that's on the return. But what you'll need to do, or what she'll need to do, is go ahead and contact us. We do have our phone numbers. Our team actually, in the morning, because we do have walk-in services, our team is usually, it's a little bit harder to get someone on the line. In the afternoon, our team actually, we have more people that are at our desks. So if you call 635-1840-414257 or 635-760-34 or 7606, those are our numbers. Other than that, you can email us at incometax@revtax.guam.gov, and our team does monitor those email addresses, and we will make sure that we get back to you, because what will happen for that individual is they'll have to get a check reissued to them. If we will confirm the information on the return, we'll confirm the identity of the individual, and we work with DOA to get those reissued.
Jesse Chuby writes in, what is going to be done about the backlog of licensee or driver's permit? Earliest scheduled test is October 2021.
So is that for the written exam? I'm sorry.
I don't know. It says
Okay.
permit.
So you know what? So this is my understanding, and I was actually asking my team if Chuby is concerned about the written exam, and that is given at UOG. My understanding was that last week we were still scheduling written exams for the month of February. So my understanding is that for the written exams that are given at UOG, we're still again, able to get people in for this month. I do know, though, that there was some, and I've had this happen because I've had to also address some concerns about written exams not being able to be done until next year. I was able to clarify that written exams were available, and again, that was just last week. So I'm hoping that we didn't have so many written exam scheduled that we're scheduling them in October. Again, I will have to confirm that, but last week we were scheduling, I believe, for Feb 11 and 9.
Okay.
So I don't think written exams are that far out. But Chris, if Chuby will communicate with you, and I can go ahead and just confirm that if that's a problem that he or she is having.
Chuby, go ahead and communicate with me, my friend. Antoinette writes here, how long for auto dealership to receive vehicle title, ownership, and registration? Vehicle was purchased last year. According to the dealership, they're waiting on Rev Tax vehicle division.
Right. And so we are having a backlog on that, and we're working to try to get all of those vehicle registrations for our auto dealerships done. I know we were a few months behind at least. And so, what happens, and this is why we actually, part of the reason why also that we're having limited walk-in services only in the morning is because our team on the vehicle registration side in particular also has to work on those other items like the working on the vehicle registrations for those auto dealerships. So that is something that is definitely on our list, and it's something that we're working to get through. We're hoping to, in the next few months, work to get to be updated on that, but we're still working on those, and we'll get those out as soon as we can.
Okay. What else we got here? There's some more praise for you, Daph. Chamarita writes, I got in vehicle line at 4. My number was 58. And with DMV having 10 cubicles and went fast, got in at 8 a.m., left there at 9:30. That's got to be a record.
We've really, so if you've come up here, we've really done our best to be organized. We have a numbering system. So when you drive into our parking lot, we have somebody who will, ask you what service you're here for, and they'll give you a number. We have designated parking sections for our various services, and we've done that so that we can have as organized as possible an experience for our people. So thank you to her for that great comment. And you know what, kudos to my team, because really at the end of the day, it's all them. They've been working so hard to get organized, and honestly, we really want to do our best to serve as many people as we can. So thank you.
You're welcome. What about passport services? And then also, go ahead.
No, so passport services, so from Monday through Friday, we have passport services by appointment, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we do have walk-in services 8 to noon for passport. When you come in for walk-in services for your passport, you'll really need to make sure that all of your information is complete. So if you can get online, I believe it's on the State Department website, you can go ahead and look at all of the requirements for passport. I believe we also on our volume 10 have information on passport and where you can go to get forms. We also made sure that we gave to our mayor's offices passport applications. So if you're in need of a passport application, we have distributed them to our mayor's offices so that, if you're not able to print out a passport application, you can go ahead and get them from your mayor's offices. And thank you again to the Mayor's Council for being so great at making sure that they have those available for our people. But, you can always go to your mayor's office, get an application for your passport so that you can make sure that you have all the proper information and payment information as well, because that's really critical. But again, for passport services, Monday through Friday, we do have by appointment, but Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, we have walk-ins for passport from 8 to noon.
Where's another one here? Can my son still file 2019 tax even though I carried him as a dependent so he can receive the second stimulus? And then when will a person receive 29 tax refund that was on a 6-month audit filed February 23rd?
No, but I mean, she's got that.
Okay, so there's 2 questions there. The first question, if you claimed your son as a dependent for 2019, then, of course, that he will not be considered eligible for EIP2 because he's claimed as a dependent. That's the first question. The second question, so how it works is when we process refunds, and if you recall, the permanent injunction basically states that a refund is due, or we pay refunds within 6 months of the time that they're filed, or from the due date, whichever is the later. And that's based on those that are A status or clean returns. When a return is in exam, it's not considered clean. Once that becomes A status, we begin to count the 6 month on that.
And then I guess, where are we with paying out of tax refunds?
So in terms of refunds, I actually need to look at our website. If you look at our website, you can find where we are with refunds. Excuse me, Chris, I don't have that date with me. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
But every week, if you go to guamtax.com or myguamtax.com, you can go ahead and look at where we are with regards to the paying of our refunds. It's in that nice gold box that's at the top of our website. And if you look, my computer is actually very slow. So we have about 160 new computers, but But my computer is going to be one of the last to be changed. So my computer's a little slow. There you go. So as of Feb 2, we had processed through September 16, 2020. And so if you had filed and you had an A status return through September 16, 2020, you should receive your refund.
Just to confirm, is the deadline to renew driver's licenses December 31st, 2021?
Right. So if your driver's license expired from March 2020 through December 31, 2021, you have until the end of this year to renew. And so right now, again, we are open for walk-in services Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for driver's license. You can also make an appointment online. I know the appointments are going into next year. And, you know, of course, you can always do we do have a mail service for permits for driver's licenses that are non-Real ID compliant. So if you don't need a Real ID compliant ID, you can go ahead and renew those by the mail. And we have been doing that service where if you drop it in the mail or drop your application with all required documents either in our Dropbox or send it to us in the mail, we mail your driver's license or your Guam ID to you.
I remember I had asked about vehicle registration. So I understand that the late fees are being waived for registration, but what about those who have not renewed their registration? Will they still get pulled over, or is there a waiver on late registration too?
Okay, so what we did, and so this is something that I believe that we adjusted just in volume 10. So what we did with both driver's licenses and also with vehicle registrations, our intention was to make it so that not only would the penalties not be applied, but also the validity of the registration or the driver's license would be extended. So if you look at our volume 10, I believe that, but they do not have the same extended or the same validity period. Okay, so because vehicle registrations can be done online and generally are easier to do, I believe that we've extended those only through, I believe, April, but driver's licenses we've extended through the end of the year. And again, that's because the vehicle registration, you can do it online, and we highly recommend people do it online. I've done it myself. It's very easy. The process is if you need to get your vehicle registered, you make sure that you get your safety inspection. And then, once you get that, and in fact, our safety inspections want to give a shout out to them because they've been really great at communicating, the process to the community about how to, do the online registration. But once you get that, get your vehicle safety inspected, make sure you confirm with your vehicle safety inspection station that they were able to upload it. Once it's uploaded, you can get onto our website and you can go ahead and you make sure you have your safety inspection. You make sure you have your insurance information or your insurance is uploaded, and you can go ahead and register online. You'll be able to get a PDF, of your vehicle registration, and then you'll get your tags in the mail.
And so you said that we're extending the waiver for vehicle registration until April of this year?
I believe so. And if you just hold on, I can check that. Yeah, I believe so. What we did was, and again, so driver's license, if you'll know, for the appointments, we were scheduling out all the way until next year. For vehicle registration, our appointments were not going out that far. So what we've been doing is, we've been working to, as we work to make extensions or give consideration, we also give consideration or think about how we're able to service. And so with driver's license, because really that's been one of our most challenging services to try to get to and to manage, we've extended it through the end of the year. For vehicle registration, and if you look at our volume 10, we've extended them through March 31 as long as renewal is done by April 1. And so, hold on just a second. So vehicle registrations that expired during March 16 to December 31, 2021, late fees will be expired. Actually, sorry. So the late fees are waived all the way until the end of the year.
Okay.
And in fact, I think we need to make a correction on our registration section, but the late fees are waived all the way through the end of the year for expired registrations.
We had another question here. Can real property tax payments also be made online?
Absolutely. Please do make your real property tax
Please.
payment online. Please do. So you know what? We did issue the other day an FAQ on how to pay, for your anything that you pay at Rev Tax, how you pay it online. You can pay your real property tax statement online. You'll just need your parcel identification number. So as long as you have your statement, your real property tax statement, you should be able to get onto our website and go ahead and pay those online.
When I file my vehicle registration online, how long does it take for my tags to come in the mail? Is that done the same day?
Well, so that has varied. I've heard of people getting it within days. I've heard of it taking a couple of weeks, and unfortunately, sometimes it's taken more than a month. But we're trying to get those out quickly. Again, it just varies because what we do is, of course, we make sure that we try to batch as many as possible and send them out as quickly as possible. But again, it can range. I've heard of people getting it within days.
Jackie writes in, with the proposed changes in the 2020 earned income credit that the president is promising, how will that affect Guam?
Well, you know what, because we are a mirror code territory, any changes to the Internal Revenue Code and that Congress would make would also apply to Guam. But of course, we're still waiting for just kind of a lot of, the different things that are coming out of Washington, D.C. to happen. And really, I mean, at the end of the day, until things become law, it's very difficult for us to make comment on. So, we still, wait until those happen. And because when things become law, we still have to review the law to make sure that we apply things correctly and that we have, all things in place so that we can communicate that to the community.
Someone's asking, real property tax online payments are accepted, but can we do a partial payment online?
I am not sure if you could do a partial payment online. I would have to check that and get back to you.
Any other questions here? Oh, here's one. How about our business van that is usually inspected and passed by DRT inspectors? Can we do that online, or do we still have to bring it in?
If your vehicle inspection, no. So actually, with your vehicle, so if you're going to come in to do a vehicle registration renewal, you can bring in all of your documents. You can bring in your insurance document and you can bring in your safety inspection. But really, a lot of our safety inspection agencies are uploading. And you know what? I actually did mine just right around the corner, and they even gave me a nice little piece of paper that gave me instructions on how to do things online here at Rev Tax. So I highly recommend. You know what? If you don't have to come in and get in line, you could do it from the comfort of your home or even from your office. You know what? I recommend doing it because it does work.
Did you go and do that vehicle inspection? Did you wear like a hat and sunglasses so they didn't know it was you?
He wouldn't let me get out of my vehicle. And, I'm always surprised when people recognize me even when I'm wearing a mask.
Right. We had another question here. Where did that go? Collections. What's the status on collections?
Well, our team actually was gearing up to send out annual notices for collections. So on an annual basis, the IRS does send out notices for collections. In this last year, when we were going through the public health emergency, we actually did not in 2020 send out our annual notices. We will be sending out notices very soon, and we're gearing up to do that. And so for those individuals who have outstanding balances, they will, when we do send out our notices, receive the notice of their balances due. And it's important that we send those out. A lot of people, they may not know for some reason, or for whatever reason, they may not know that they have an outstanding balance. Now, does that mean that if you get a notice, that you can't come in and we will not work with you to assist you if you need assistance in terms of coming up with a payment plan or figuring out how, we can. From the start in 2019, and this continues now, for all of those people who owe taxes, we always encourage you to come in. We encourage you to come in so we can work to get you into compliance. Our job here is not just collections and regulatory. Our job here is also to help our people. And so, what we will be on collections, we will be issuing out our annual notices. And again, people will be getting notices advising them of their balances due. And that's, again, our responsibility to make sure that people know that. I know it's a difficult time and our people definitely are going through a lot during this public health emergency, but also, but our role also is to make sure that we make sure that we let people know what their balances are, and that we also, make sure that the government's interest in tax payments or outstanding tax balances is also, preserved.
Right. Let me ask you this, Dav. So if someone owes on their tax and they file for the credit, the recovery credit, does that go towards the tax debt, or do they get that 600 on the refund?
No, so say you are receiving a recovery rebate credit of $600, but your tax liability is $1,200. It'll actually be offset against your tax liability.
Okay. Then we had.
And in fact, may I mention, so for EIP 2, remember, if you recall from EIP 1, there was a garnishment only for child support. EIP 2, there were no garnishments at all whatsoever, not even for child support. For the rebate recovery credit, there will be garnishments, and those garnishments will follow the same type of rules that we have for garnishments for refunds.
Okay. Then Ann writes, I renew my car registration in December of 2020. This is one of those cases you're talking about, and I have not received my new tags. What do I do from here? I actually forgot about it until now.
Well, you know what's so interesting? So Anne, you're going to need to contact us. And so I actually had gone downstairs and I was talking with our vehicle registration team, and they happened to be answering the phone and opening up a drawer. We have a drawer full or two of vehicle registration tags that have been returned to us for whatever reason. Either the addresses on the mailers were not correct, or for whatever reason they were returned by the post office. They were not deliverable. So we do actually have some tags that were returned. So if you did register, and we may have mailed it to you, it may have come back. So I encourage Anne to go ahead and contact us by email. You can email us at pinadmin@revtax.guam.gov. That's actually our general email address that we have someone who is monitoring. And what they do is they go ahead and triage it to the right groups so that you can get that information.
Harvey writes, please ask Daphne why there is never any response from the tax office or her office to emails or phone messages.
So you know what? I do know that we do our best to get to those. I'll tell you, even I actually receive emails directly. I don't always respond to the emails directly, but I make sure that I communicate them to my team. We do our best. Sometimes we do call people and we do not get responses. And I know because I also, again, I'm part of the group that does, reach out and email and contact people. If you haven't received one, you know what? I suggest you resend it, and we'll, again, do our best to try to get to you.
Collections branch operating hours. Do we still need to make an appointment?
So, you know what? You can make an appointment with us for collections, again, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. But if you need to come to collections, we do have walk-in services from 8 to noon, Monday through Friday.
Okay. Anything in closing, Daph? Before I know your big day is tomorrow. Do you want to make one last push?
Sure. So you know what? So tomorrow, I want to just remind everybody, tomorrow is February 12th, 2021. Tomorrow is the first day that Rev Tax is going to be receiving both paper or manual filings and filings online for your Forms 1040. We will have walk-in services from 8 to 5 tomorrow if you need to file your return, and that's with no payment only. If you need to make a payment on your return, you can go ahead and go to the Treasurer of Guam at the ITC building and make a payment there. Or if you're able to file online, I highly recommend that people file online. We do have that option, and that will be open beginning tomorrow. If you file online, you can also make your payment online. In addition to that, I want to remind everybody that this is the first time that we will be offering on a mass basis direct deposits as an option for your refund. So you know what, we highly recommend that whether you file it by paper or you file online, that you go ahead and avail of that option. That's available. And that's, again, this is the first time we're doing it, and we're very excited. We did launch it in January for some of the 2019 returns. And, again, we're highly encouraging for people to do that. You know what, though, Chris, we're just looking forward to tomorrow. our team is very excited. They're actually, they've been preparing for this, tax time. It's very busy for us, but it's an exciting time for us because we get the opportunity to help and serve our people. And it's nice for us to see people as well. So we're really looking forward to it. Again, 8 to 5 tomorrow. If you need a 1040, you could come drive in. If you need to file your form 1040, you can also drive in, and you can stay in your car and we'll go ahead and stamp it for you and you can drive off.
Jason?
Yeah, see, and that is why you've got so many comments. I'll take screenshots and I'll send them to you later on. But there's so many comments of people saying that you and your team are doing an excellent job, because in a time that would normally be very, very chaotic, very stressful and everything like that, you managed to lead your team, and you say you've got your team behind you and everybody's of the same mind. You guys are motivated and you guys are putting smiles on your faces because you know you're doing a good job for the community. So everybody appreciates that. Well done.
I know. Thank you so much, and have a great day, Jason and Chris and Sabrina. Have a great day, Guam.
Good luck
Thank
tomorrow.
you, Daphne.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, wait, Dav, sorry. Okay, we lost her. We'll get her. I'll text her. We did have a couple last questions here. Please recap the contact numbers and email address, Jay.
Okay. The contact numbers and the email address. Let me give you the website, and it's on there. It's myguamtax.com. So myguamtax.com, or you can go to govguamdocs.com/Rev Tax. govguamdocs.com/Rev Tax. And you can find all the contact information there. You can download the forms, and like Daph said, please file online. If that, for whatever reason, if I can even spit that out, is not possible, then you can go there. They've got the drive-in thing. So
Hannah writes, how do the elderly use the free prep service? I believe it's by appointment. I'll go ahead and track down the director and get an answer on that. We'll take a quick break. Oh, here, I got some numbers, Jay. Yeah, like you said, guamtax.com. Number 635-1840 through 1842. And there's also 635-1857, 635-7603, 7604, and 635-7606. I'll just send this to you, Jay.
okay, shoot.
There you go. Thanks, Dav, for standing in the batter's